There was the thought that, we were going to gear up to have people go over in case there was an invasion. At the time, I was just coming out of Afghanistan, so they were trying to protect me from going back to back from Afghanistan into Iraq. I've been embedded with the Marines, I've been embedded with the Army, so I thought that would help us get embedded with a better unit. The Humvee that I rode with in the convoy just had a canvas top on it, and there was 2 engineers in there, combat engineers in there, so they had about 50 pounds of C4 each. We had some rockets. They had the journalist, and they had the chemical, nuclear, biological weapons pigeon, which if it died, you were supposed to put on your gas mask because we've been gassed. I had my own chemical suit. I had my own gas mask. I brought all that stuff with me. I didn't rely on them for that. In the open desert, every time we stopped, no matter how far we went, you had to dig a hole that was the size of your body with a pickaxe so you could lay down in it, because if something exploded, you'd have a better chance of survival if you were, below the ground, because there's no trees and no cover. I think that sort of, independence, the fact that, that I could keep up with them, even though I didn't receive their training, I could run with them. I could do the things they needed to do for themselves, for myself. I didn't rely on them in those ways. I think they respected me for that. At one point, we just started rolling through some of the destruction, and that's when we started seeing blown up bodies and vehicles on fire and exploded buses along the sides of the roads. Got my camera up and I'm just trying to frame up pictures that would depict these scenes. And I see this body is just sort of laying in the road, but it's moving. It's somebody who's moving. And we're just slowly rolling by in a convoy of vehicles. And as we approach closer, I see that it's a child. I start yelling at the driver to stop. We need to get, a medic. We need to help this child. And, we didn't stop. We just kept going. I had no control over it. While the embed process was really good for sort of having you be, quote unquote, in the war, you didn't control where you were in the war, how close to the front you were, how far to the back you were, when you stopped. The job and the responsibility of a photojournalist is to be witness, to bear witness to things. And I don't need any troop to be my friend. I just need access to their situation. You try to maintain a separation. Sometimes there's, a crossover. And I think in war, there's bonds that are made. It's just sort of an intense experience that you go through. You tend to sort of identify with those people long after that experience is over. I mean, the truth is it's tragic. The truth is that it's sad. The truth is that it's over, that thousands of, U.S. troops died, probably hundreds of journalists died, and multitudes of thousands of Iraqi civilians died. That's the truth. I guess now the truth for me is what happens to the survivors? What happened to all those people? And the truth of that is there's a lot of people out there who are physically maimed, who are mentally sort of affected. They're racked. And they're trying to collect their lives. They're trying to move on. And, my truth is I need to show that side of the story now. I want people to know, to be reminded that there was an Iraq. It did affect people, and it still is affecting people.